Dear ladies and gentlemen, let's pay attention to the poem The Death of Ashanti by Lakdasa Wikkramasinha. Lakdasa Wikkramasinha, The Death of Ashanti, which is a Sri Lankan experience of poetry. You know, Lakdasa Wikkramasinha is a known Sri Lankan English poet. Under the title, he adds a subtitle, Nuwara Walawa Court in 1974. Then Lakdasa Wikkramasinha is speaking about one event happened in 1974, Nuwara Walawa Court. He always deals with the capitalized social class, aristocracy, and their behavior. Lakdasa is ridiculous towards that. He says, a girl I knew her, saw her once or twice eating or washing the pots and pans, used to sleep on the camp bed in the hall. Now the poet is speaking about a servant girl who worked in Nuwara court. He knew the girl. He saw once or twice eating or washing the pots and pans because he had visited this Walawa several times and used to sleep on the camp bed in the hall. She was perhaps used by my cousin. She was also used by my cousin. That means Mudliya, right? In the manor house head, he used that, abused the girl sexually. That was a common event that time. Private in the army. He was also private in the army that time. That time army, I mean, a very good job, put to look after the pigs. He had the share in the house, being the last male in the line. Okay. Then in that hierarchy, he was also an heir. For the sake of blood, I remember, I would nearly married his epileptic sister. Then because I went there because I was to marry his sister. Then sister epileptic. Then I didn't marry her. The one who 2 months back set fire to the leased out firewood shed in the garden one night using kerosene. Yes. Then one time he also put kerosene and fired the firewood shed also. Ashanti was different. I'm not talking about the epileptic sister, Ashanti, the servant girl. And I don't know how many she had given to keep alive. I don't know how many times she has given her body to my friend. My friend is that man who was one of the heirs to that Walau. And here, the poet speaks about the contemporary tragedy, of that social class, because they did not have their own freedom. They did not have their own freedom, and they depended on those Walau. They were given only food, but they have to let their masters to abuse them also. And 2-year-old kid she had. Ashanti had 2-year-old kid also, but no father. But yesterday I heard she had drunk acid. She had drunken acid, raising a great marsh howl inside the old house. She's crying, weeping aloud because drunken acid. Because that time for rubber estate they brought acid. It burnt her inside. She died, the 7-month baby in her belly. Then also she was pregnant for 7 months. She committed suicide while she was pregnant for 7 months without a father. Father also that Mudliya. But no one even wished to know who father was. Nobody at least wanted to think who father was. Perhaps there was too many. Sometimes not only too many. Those who came to that house sometimes drank with Mudliya, and I don't know who did that. That was the poverty-stricken background of Sri Lanka at that time. They reigned their power. They were maintaining the supreme power above the grassroots level society. That means manor house aristocratic people. Perhaps it was my cousin, the pig bearer of a name. He named also he ridicules. Are petering out in such maledictions. I noticed earlobes, they were longer than usual, as with gold rings in great intricacy. A way had hung from them. Then the familiar black stork danced in the hall, once more among an army of swines. An army of men, centuries old, watched and gloated as they lay heaped upon my lap, pigged white seed. Okay. The poet is ridiculous towards the behavior of this aristocratic social class, that Mudlius also impregnated innocent girls who came to work in their Walau. Those girls worked just for food. They didn't have jobs. Their parents were also slaves. The writer is ridiculous and satirical towards that. He's sarcastic towards the general public also for not waking up for that. Very few percentage of aristocracy could handle the entire Sri Lanka. Right? Lakdasa is against that. Okay. Therefore, contemporary social background, mm, unfair system, slavery, serfdom, right? Slave sex, like that. The themes, right? Let's meet again.